For a professional golfer, the tee box selection is already made for him or her. He or she is going to compete for the next 4 days on a particular golf course, and the tee position or the tee box has been chosen. He's going to compete against his competitors from that tee box position. The golf course obviously plays much different from here. The pro tees, the back tees, the tips, the black markers, than it does from here or here or here or here or here or here. This particular golf hole we're looking at is quite unusual in that it looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe as many as 7 tee boxes. Really exceptional. I don't think that each hole would have 7 tee boxes. If it does, it's one hell of a golf course. For the rest of us mortals that like to play golf or trade in the market, one of the first things that we've got to make a decision is which tee box are we going to play from. It's going to make all the difference in the world as to whether or not we have an enjoyable day. We can't say for certain how it's going to impact our score, but it will tell you whether or not you're going to have an enjoyable day. And in Florida, we get a lot of people that come down, and understandably they come down on vacation. They got a limited amount of time. They got a limited amount of money. And sometimes, my brother and I or someone else that I'm playing with will pull up just as a twosome and get paired up with another twosome. And one of the first questions we'll ask as a golf courtesy, which tee box are you guys going to play from? It doesn't matter to us. We're going to play from our tee box, which might be the white tee box. And not frequently, but occasionally we'll hear, well, we're going to play from the tips. We had to pay the tourist rate $150, and we want to get our money's worth, and we want to get to see all the course as much as possible. We said, that's fine. And right at about that time, my brother was saying, Don, I'm a little thirsty, guys. We're going to go back and get a Diet Coke. You guys go right ahead. We're just going to get a Diet Coke, couple of snacks, and we'll play behind you. We'll be behind you a couple of holes. And from inside, we'll do just that. Get a Diet Coke, bag of popcorn or something, have something to snack on. We'll watch them tee off, and we'll wait 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll come out and we'll tee off. And they'll be out here someplace, hopefully. And after about 2 or 3 holes, we'll be right behind them, and then they'll let us play through. And we'll go through, and we will play around and have a beautiful day. And we'll probably have saved ourselves by taking that extra 15 minutes, before we get started. We probably save ourselves maybe 2 extra hours on the golf course, because those guys that want to see the course and get their money's worth, they don't know how to determine where to play. They haven't played enough. They just don't know. And at one time I was one of them. I learned from other players. I learned from other pros, not just how to play the game, but the etiquette. And the important thing is that, when you're playing golf and you choose that tee box, this bunker and this creek and that bunker and this bunker and that bunker, they will all come into play at different levels of play. Now, the poor golf pro, he doesn't have any choice. He's got to play from here. But if this is the number 18 golf hole, and he's leading the tournament by 3 shots, and he ordinarily would be hitting a driver here, you might hear his caddy actually say, or he might even think about, rather than hitting the driver, maybe I'm just going to hit a 3-wood, a nice comfortable, and keep myself, play a little further back, not so aggressive. Because the more the golf course you put in play, the bigger the club that you take, the greater the likelihood that you could put yourself, or the greater risk that you could put yourself into trouble. So there's plenty of course management decisions that you've got to make on a golf course, whether it be on your second shot or your third shot or your fourth shot or wherever, or holes down the road. But one of the biggest decisions you're going to make is when you come riding up here in your golf cart or on your tee box, and you make that first decision where you're going to play. That really is the determinant factor. And so you have to be honest with yourself. Most of the time it's determined by handicap. Now folks can lie and lie to themselves, and it will be shortly thereafter exposed. And most of the time, they'll tee off here and they'll wind up with a golf ball over here someplace, and you're like, oh boy, here we go. And now in trading, it's similar. You need to manage the course. You need to be able to manage your trades. You need to know where you are as a trader. Is your game back here? Are you out to get your money's worth? You want to see the course? You want bragging rights that I played from the tips and I birdied that hole? Okay, if you got the game. But you have to be honest if you want to stay in the game, if you actually want to finish this course and finish it in regulation, not wind up, picking up halfway through, skipping this holes, and then, and not being able to finish the last 3 holes because the sun goes down. So it's very important from a course management standpoint to be able to be honest with yourself, understand where you are in the game, and it's okay to be a beginner. It's fine. Everybody's got to start from someplace. But you can't watch a video too and come back, come out and play from the tips or go to the driving range. It's not realistic unless you're, a phenom. Trading is the same. So you need a mentor. You need to learn from others. In our view, you need a mentor. You need a teaching pro. And there's tons of them out there, and other as there are in golf, and some are good and some are awful. And some are extremely good. We think we're pretty damn good. It's all part of course management. So we just remind everybody, wherever your game is, or wherever you think your game is, you have a decision to make when you're trading where you are and what you're going to trade and how you're going to trade. Not just a trade, but be able to do it over and over and over again. In golf, it really doesn't matter, right? It's a gorgeous hole. It looks great. I don't have no idea what the next one looks like, the next one looks like, and the next one. But as a golfer, we know that we're going to have to go through 18 holes. We're going to be out there for, probably hopefully 3.5 to no more than 4 hours if we're playing properly and we're playing a course that, manages the speed of play. And in trading, that's about pretty much the same. There's so many hours in a day. We don't want to be out there from the break of dawn to sundown playing this golf course and doing it every single day. Maybe as a pro, as a tournament pro, but even as a trader, as a professional trader, and not a trader that works for a bank, we are professional traders in that we trade our own money. We're not professional traders in that we don't trade for other people or for a bank. But even a professional trader for a bank, is not out on the golf course from sun up to sundown. We do have regulation hours, I suppose. But for us, we try to manage the course and manage our game and get done what we need to get done in a decent amount of time so that we can go off and do other things and enjoy our life and have other interests. So the biggest decision, one of the biggest decisions when you come riding up in that golf cart, is where you're going to play. So if you're nearing retirement and you say, hey, I'm gonna take up golf, or I'm gonna take up trading. Well, where are you gonna trade from? What are you gonna trade? Do you know how to manage risk? Do you know what's out there? Do you know how to play from a side hill lie, downhill lie? Do you know how to hit a bunker shot from around the green? Do you know how to hit a long bunker shot? You're not hit out of the rough. I'm Bagger Don, a Stock Market Caddy. We're here if you think, if this resonates with you, whether you're a golfer or not. Now, we love to talk about golf, but we're not teaching golf. Like I say, and we have some professional golfers in our ranks here at Stock Market Caddy, but we're all professional traders in that we're trading, for the most part, full time, and we're trading our own money. So if that interests you and you like this approach, feel free to give me a call anytime. 813-758-8263. 4